Welcome to Wisdom Audiobooks. Have you ever started something with great enthusiasm, only to lose motivation and give up halfway? Why does consistency feel so hard to achieve? This audiobook will show you how to force yourself to be consistent, even when you don't feel like it, by providing practical strategies and actionable steps to build lasting habits. Introduction. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects almost everyone: consistency. Whether you're a student trying to ace your exams, an entrepreneur building your dream business, or simply someone who wants to live a more disciplined life, this audiobook is for you. Let me ask you 3 questions. 1. Why do you find it so hard to stick to your goals, whether it's exercising, studying, or working on your dreams? 2. Do you often feel overwhelmed by the gap between your intentions and your actions? 3. What if there was a way to force yourself to take action every single day, no matter what? I understand how frustrating it can be to start strong but lose momentum. You're not alone. Many people struggle with this, including myself at some point in my life. That's why I created this audiobook, to help you overcome these challenges and achieve the success you deserve. The audiobook. Force yourself to be consistent. How to stay focused, motivated, and unstoppable, is written and published by Wisdom Audiobooks. In this audiobook, you'll discover powerful tools, strategies, and mindsets to overcome procrastination, build discipline, and create habits that last. You'll learn how to break free from the cycle of starting and stopping, and instead, develop the ability to take consistent action toward your goals. By the end of this journey, you'll have everything you need to transform your life. As Aristotle once said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. This audiobook will teach you how to turn excellence into your daily routine. Stay tuned until the end to uncover all the secrets of consistency. Your wisdom journey starts here. Chapter 1: Understanding Consistency, the Foundation of Success. Before we dive into how to force yourself to be consistent, let's first understand what consistency truly means and why it's the key to achieving any goal. Consistency is not just about showing up, it's about showing up repeatedly, day after day, even when the excitement fades. It's the foundation upon which success is built. As the legendary basketball player Michael Jordan once said, "I've failed over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." Jordan didn't become one of the greatest athletes of all time by relying on talent alone. He became great because he practiced consistently, even on days when he didn't feel like it. In this chapter, we'll explore the essence of consistency, why it matters so much, and why so many people struggle with it. By the end of this section, you'll have a clear understanding of why consistency is non-negotiable if you want to achieve your dreams. 1. What is consistency? Consistency is the act of taking small, repeated actions over time. It's not about doing something perfectly or in large quantities. It's about doing it regularly, even if the steps are small. Think of consistency as the steady drip of water that eventually carves through rock. Each drop may seem insignificant, but over time, its impact is undeniable. Let me give you an example. Imagine 2 writers. Writer A writes 1,000 words every day without fail, while Writer B writes 7,000 words in one day but skips the next 6 days. At the end of the week, both will have written 7,000 words. But who do you think has a better chance of finishing a book? Writer A, of course. Why? Because consistency builds momentum, and momentum leads to results. The Japanese philosophy of Kaizen perfectly encapsulates this idea. Kaizen means continuous improvement, and it emphasizes making small, incremental changes every day. Over time, these small changes lead to massive transformations. As the founder of Toyota, Kiichiro Toyota, once said, "Improvement is endless. Every day, we must strive to make things just a little bit better than they were yesterday." So, consistency is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about showing up, even when the task feels mundane, or the results aren't immediately visible. 2. Why is consistency important? Now that we know what consistency is, let's talk about why it's so important. There are 3 main reasons why consistency is the cornerstone of success. 1. The power of compounding. Have you ever heard of the concept of compound interest? In finance, compound interest refers to earning interest on your interest. Over time, even small investments can grow exponentially. The same principle applies to habits. When you take small, consistent actions, their effects compound over time. For example, reading just 10 pages a day might not seem like much, but after a year, you'll have read 3,650 pages, equivalent to about 15 books. Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest people in the world, attributes his success to compounding. He once said, "Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving." This mindset of prioritizing small, consistent actions applies not only to finances but also to personal growth. 2. Building trust in yourself and others. Consistency is also about building trust. When you consistently follow through on your commitments, you build trust, not just with others, but with yourself. Think about it. How do you feel when someone says they'll do something but never follows through? You lose confidence in them, right? The same happens when you break promises to yourself. On the flip side, when you consistently show up for yourself, you start to believe in your ability to achieve your goals. This self-trust becomes the foundation for greater achievements. As the motivational speaker Zig Ziglar once said, "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." Consistency is what turns starting into greatness. 3. Creating lasting change. Finally, consistency is the key to creating lasting change. Many people try to transform their lives overnight by setting unrealistic goals or adopting extreme habits. But these approaches rarely work because they're unsustainable. Real change happens gradually, through consistent effort. Take fitness, for example. If you suddenly decide to run 10 miles a day, you'll likely burn out within a week. But if you start by walking for 10 minutes a day and gradually increase your activity, you're more likely to stick with it. Small, consistent actions lead to sustainable results. 3. Common misconceptions about consistency. Before we move on, let's address some common misconceptions about consistency that often hold people back. 1. Myth: consistency requires constant motivation. Many people believe that they need to feel motivated every single day to stay consistent. But here's the truth: motivation is fleeting. Some days, you'll feel inspired and ready to conquer the world. Other days, you'll feel tired, unmotivated, and tempted to quit. The key to consistency is not motivation, it's discipline. Discipline is what allows you to take action even when you don't feel like it. As the author James Clear puts it, motivation gets you started, but habit keeps you going. 2. Myth: consistency means doing everything perfectly. Another misconception is that consistency requires perfection. People think that if they miss a day or make a mistake, they've failed. But consistency is not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. Missing a day doesn't mean you've ruined your streak. What matters is that you get back on track as soon as possible. 3. Myth: consistency takes too much time. Many people avoid consistency because they think it requires hours of effort every day. But the reality is that small, consistent actions can lead to big results over time. Even dedicating 10 to 15 minutes a day to a task can make a significant difference. 4. The role of consistency in personal growth. Now that we've debunked some common myths about consistency, let's explore its role in personal growth. Consistency is not just a tool for achieving goals, it's a mindset that shapes who you are and who you can become. Think about the habits you practice every day, whether it's brushing your teeth, checking your phone, or scrolling through social media. These small actions, repeated consistently over time, define your life. As Aristotle famously said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. When you commit to consistent action, you're not just working toward a specific goal, you're building the identity of someone who achieves their goals. For example, if you want to become a writer, writing every day, even if it's just a few sentences, helps you internalize the identity of a writer. Over time, this identity becomes part of who you are, making it easier to stay consistent. This concept is known as identity-based habits, a term popularized by James Clear in his book Atomic Habits. Clear explains that instead of focusing solely on outcomes, e.g., I want to write a book, you should focus on becoming the type of person who naturally takes the actions needed to achieve those outcomes, e.g., I am someone who writes every day. Let me share a short story to illustrate this point. 5. A true story of consistency. Thomas Edison's journey. Thomas Edison, one of the greatest inventors in history, is often celebrated for his genius. But what many people don't realize is that his success was built on a foundation of relentless consistency. Edison famously said, "Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration." This quote perfectly encapsulates his approach to innovation. When Edison set out to invent the light bulb, he didn't succeed on his first attempt, or even his 100th. In fact, he conducted over 1,000 experiments before finally finding the right combination of materials to create a working light bulb. During this process, Edison faced countless failures and setbacks. Many people would have given up after the first few attempts, but Edison didn't. He viewed each failure not as a defeat, but as a step closer to success. His consistency in showing up every day, testing new ideas, and learning from his mistakes ultimately led to one of the most transformative inventions in human history. What can we learn from Edison's story? First, consistency is not about avoiding failure, it's about persisting despite failure. Second, consistency requires a long-term perspective. Edison didn't expect immediate results. He was willing to invest years of effort into his goal. Finally, consistency is fueled by passion and purpose. Edison was driven by a desire to improve the world, and this sense of purpose kept him going even when the journey was tough. 6. How to shift your mindset toward consistency. Understanding the importance of consistency is one thing, adopting a consistent mindset is another. Here are 3 strategies to help you shift your thinking and embrace consistency. 1. Focus on the process, not the outcome. Many people get discouraged because they focus too much on the end result. They want to see immediate progress, and when they don't, they give up. Instead of obsessing over the outcome, focus on the process, the daily actions you need to take to move forward. For example, if your goal is to lose weight, don't fixate on the number on the scale. Instead, focus on eating healthy meals and exercising regularly. Trust that the results will follow if you stay consistent with the process. 2. Celebrate small wins. One of the biggest challenges of consistency is staying motivated over the long term. To combat this, celebrate small wins along the way. Did you write 500 words today? Celebrate it. Did you go for a 20-minute walk? Celebrate it. These small victories reinforce your commitment and keep you motivated to continue. As the author and Lamont once said, "Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you." Taking time to acknowledge your progress helps you recharge and stay focused on your goals. 3. Adopt a growth mindset. A growth mindset, a concept developed by psychologist Carol Dweck, is the belief that your abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. People with a growth mindset view challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, rather than as obstacles to avoid. When you adopt a growth mindset, you stop seeing failure as something to fear. Instead, you see it as a natural part of the learning process. This perspective makes it easier to stay consistent, even when things get tough. Conclusion of Chapter 1. In this chapter, we've explored the essence of consistency, why it matters, and how to cultivate a consistent mindset. We've learned that consistency is not about perfection or constant motivation, it's about taking small, repeated actions over time. We've also seen how consistency builds trust, creates lasting change, and transforms your identity. As we move forward, remember the words of Vince Lombardi, the legendary football coach. The difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of strength, not a lack of knowledge, but rather a lack of will. Consistency is the ultimate expression of willpower. It's what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Chapter 2. Identifying your obstacles to consistency. To become consistent, you must first identify the obstacles holding you back. Many people struggle with consistency not because they lack talent or resources, but because they fail to recognize the hidden barriers that sabotage their efforts. In this chapter, we'll explore the most common obstacles to consistency and how to overcome them. As the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." Understanding your obstacles is the first step toward finding your why and building the resilience needed to stay consistent. By the end of this section, you'll have a clear roadmap for identifying and addressing the challenges that stand between you and your goals. 1. Procrastination, the silent killer of consistency. Procrastination is one of the biggest obstacles to consistency. It's the act of delaying or postponing tasks, often because they feel overwhelming, boring, or unpleasant. While procrastination might provide temporary relief, it ultimately leads to stress, guilt, and missed opportunities. So, why do we procrastinate? There are 3 main reasons. 1. Fear of failure. Many people procrastinate because they're afraid of failing. They convince themselves that if they don't start, they can't fail. But here's the truth, not starting is the ultimate failure. As the author J.K. Rowling once said, "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case, you fail by default." To overcome the fear of failure, reframe your mindset. Instead of viewing failure as a negative outcome, see it as a stepping stone to success. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow. 2. Perfectionism. Perfectionism is another common cause of procrastination. Perfectionists often delay starting tasks because they're afraid their work won't meet their impossibly high standards. But here's the reality: done is better than perfect. As the entrepreneur Seth Godin famously said, "The enemy of good is perfect. Perfect keeps us from shipping, from finishing, from getting it out there." If you struggle with perfectionism, focus on progress, not perfection. Give yourself permission to make mistakes and remember that consistency is about taking action, not achieving flawless results. 3. Lack of clarity. Sometimes, we procrastinate because we don't know where to start. When a task feels too big or vague, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and put it off. The solution? Break the task into smaller, manageable steps. For example, instead of saying, "I need to write a book," start with, "I will write 1 paragraph today." The productivity expert David Allen, author of Getting Things Done, emphasizes the importance of clarity in overcoming procrastination. He says, "You can do anything, but not everything." By breaking tasks into smaller pieces, you create a clear path forward, making it easier to take consistent action. 2. Lack of motivation. What to do when you don't feel like it. Another major obstacle to consistency is a lack of motivation. Many people believe that motivation is the key to success, but here's the truth: motivation is unreliable. Some days you'll wake up feeling energized and ready to conquer the world. Other days you'll feel tired, unmotivated, and tempted to quit. The key to overcoming this obstacle is understanding the difference between motivation and discipline. Motivation is the spark that gets you started, but discipline is what keeps you going when the spark fades. As the motivational speaker Eric Thomas once said, "You don't need motivation when you're disciplined. Discipline is doing what you hate to do but doing it like you love it." Here are 3 strategies to help you stay consistent even when you don't feel motivated. 1. Build systems, not goals. Goals are important, but they're not enough. To achieve consistency, you need systems, repeatable processes that help you make progress every day. For example, if your goal is to read more books, your system might be reading 10 pages every night before bed. The author Scott Adams, creator of the comic strip Dilbert, explains this concept in his book How to Fail at Almost Everything and Still Win Big. He writes, "Goals are for losers. Systems are for winners." By focusing on systems, you remove the pressure of achieving specific outcomes and instead focus on the daily actions that lead to success. 2. Use the 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule is a simple yet powerful tool for overcoming a lack of motivation. The rule states that if a task takes less than 2 minutes to complete, you should do it immediately. This helps you build momentum and prevents small tasks from piling up. For example, if you want to start exercising consistently, begin with just 2 minutes of stretching or walking. Once you start, you'll often find that you're motivated to continue. 3. Create a reward system. Rewards are a great way to boost motivation and reinforce consistent behavior. After completing a task, give yourself a small reward, such as watching an episode of your favorite show or enjoying a piece of chocolate. Over time, your brain will associate the task with positive feelings, making it easier to stay consistent. 3. External distractions. How to stay focused. In today's hyper-connected world, external distractions are everywhere. Social media, email notifications, and endless entertainment options can easily derail your efforts to stay consistent. The key to overcoming these distractions is creating an environment that supports focus and productivity. Here are 3 strategies to help you eliminate distractions. 1. Identify your biggest distractions. Start by identifying the distractions that most frequently pull you away from your goals. Is it your phone? Social media? Television? Once you know what's distracting you, you can take steps to minimize its impact. 2. Use time blocking. Time blocking is a technique where you schedule specific blocks of time for focused work. During these blocks, eliminate all distractions by turning off notifications, closing unnecessary tabs, and setting boundaries with others. The productivity expert Cal Newport, author of Deep Work, advocates for time blocking as a way to maximize focus. He says, efforts to deepen your focus will struggle if you don't simultaneously wean your mind from a dependence on distraction. 3. Leverage focus apps. There are many apps designed to help you stay focused, such as Forest, Freedom, and Focus at Will. These apps block distracting websites, track your productivity, and even gamify the process of staying focused. 4. Internal resistance, the battle within. While external distractions are a significant barrier to consistency, internal resistance is often the deeper, more insidious obstacle. Internal resistance refers to the mental and emotional barriers that prevent you from taking action. It's that voice in your head that says, "You're too tired," or "You can do it tomorrow." The author Stephen Pressfield, in his book The War of Art, describes internal resistance as a force that opposes creativity, growth, and progress. He writes, "Resistance is invisible, internal, and insidious. It will use any means necessary to keep you from doing your work." Understanding and overcoming internal resistance is crucial if you want to build lasting consistency. Here are 3 strategies to help you conquer internal resistance. 1. Acknowledge its existence. The first step to overcoming resistance is recognizing that it exists. Instead of fighting against it or feeling guilty when it arises, acknowledge it as a natural part of the process. Remind yourself that resistance doesn't mean you're weak, it means you're trying to grow. 2. Use visualization techniques. Visualization is a powerful tool for overcoming internal resistance. Before starting a task, take a few moments to visualize yourself completing it successfully. Imagine how you'll feel once it's done, the sense of accomplishment, pride, and relief. This mental rehearsal can help you push through resistance and take action. As the Olympic gold medalist Michael Phelps once said, "I visualize every detail of my race before I even get into the pool. By the time I dive in, I've already won in my mind." You can apply this same technique to your daily tasks. 3. Break tasks into micro steps. When internal resistance feels overwhelming, break your tasks into micro steps, actions so small they feel almost effortless. For example, if you're resisting writing, start by opening a blank document and typing just 1 sentence. Once you've taken that tiny step, you'll often find that momentum carries you forward. The concept of microsteps is supported by research in behavioral psychology, which shows that small actions can trigger larger behaviors. As the psychologist B.J. Fogg explains, tiny habits spark big changes. 5. Emotional exhaustion, managing burnout. Another common obstacle to consistency is emotional exhaustion, also known as burnout. Burnout occurs when you push yourself too hard for too long without giving yourself time to rest and recharge. It's characterized by feelings of fatigue, irritability, and a lack of motivation. Burnout is particularly dangerous because it not only affects your ability to stay consistent, but also impacts your overall well-being. To prevent burnout, you need to prioritize self-care and create a sustainable routine. Here are 4 strategies to help you manage emotional exhaustion. 1. Recognize the signs of burnout. The first step to managing burnout is recognizing its symptoms. These may include chronic fatigue, difficulty concentrating, irritability, and a sense of detachment from your work. If you notice these signs, it's time to take a step back and reassess your approach. 2. Schedule regular breaks. Taking regular breaks is essential for maintaining energy and focus. The Pomodoro technique, which involves working for 25 minutes and then taking a 5-minute break, is an excellent way to incorporate breaks into your day. During your breaks, step away from your workspace, stretch, or do something relaxing. As the productivity expert Tony Schwartz says, human beings aren't designed to operate like computers, at high speeds, continuously. We're designed to pulse between spending and renewing energy. 3. Practice self-care. Self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Make time for activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul, such as exercise, meditation, or spending time with loved ones. These activities help you recharge and maintain the energy needed for consistent action. 4. Set realistic expectations. One of the leading causes of burnout is setting unrealistic expectations for yourself. If you try to do too much too quickly, you'll inevitably feel overwhelmed and exhausted. Instead, set achievable goals and celebrate small wins along the way. The author Brené Brown emphasizes the importance of setting boundaries to prevent burnout. She says, daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves, even when we risk disappointing others. 6. Negative self-talk, silencing your inner critic. Negative self-talk is another obstacle that can sabotage your efforts to stay consistent. Your inner critic is that voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough. Over time, this negative self-talk can erode your confidence and make it harder to take action. To overcome negative self-talk, you need to challenge and reframe your thoughts. Here are 3 strategies to help you silence your inner critic. 1. Practice self-compassion. Self-compassion is the practice of treating yourself with kindness and understanding, especially when you make mistakes. Instead of berating yourself for falling short, remind yourself that everyone makes mistakes and that failure is part of the learning process. The psychologist Kristin Neff, a pioneer in the field of self-compassion, says, self-compassion provides an island of calm, a refuge from the stormy seas of endless positive and negative self-judgment. 2. Reframe negative thoughts. When you catch yourself engaging in negative self-talk, challenge those thoughts by asking, is this really true? Often, you'll find that your inner critic is exaggerating or distorting reality. Reframe negative thoughts into positive affirmations. For example, instead of saying, I'll never be able to do this, say, I'm learning and improving every day. 3. Surround yourself with positivity. The people you surround yourself with have a significant impact on your mindset. Surround yourself with supportive, positive individuals who encourage you to pursue your goals. Avoid toxic relationships that drain your energy and reinforce negative self-talk. As the motivational speaker Jim Rohn famously said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose your circle wisely. Conclusion of Chapter 2. In this chapter, we've explored the most common obstacles to consistency, including procrastination, lack of motivation, external distractions, internal resistance, emotional exhaustion, and negative self-talk. We've also discussed practical strategies for overcoming these challenges, from building systems and using visualization techniques to practicing self-care and reframing negative thoughts. Remember, obstacles are not roadblocks. They're opportunities to grow stronger and more resilient. As the author Napoleon Hill once said, every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Chapter 3. Building a Consistency Framework. Now that you've identified the obstacles holding you back, it's time to build a framework for consistency. A consistency framework is like a blueprint, a step-by-step guide to help you take action every day, even when motivation wanes or challenges arise. As the ancient Chinese philosopher Confucius once said, "Success depends upon previous preparation, and without such preparation, there is sure to be failure." This chapter will provide you with the tools and strategies to prepare yourself for long-term success. By the end of this section, you'll have a clear roadmap for creating habits that stick, tracking your progress, and staying accountable. Let's get started. 1. Set clear, achievable goals. The foundation of any consistency framework is setting clear, achievable goals. Without a clear target, it's easy to lose focus and drift away from your objectives. But not all goals are created equal. To ensure your goals are effective, they need to follow the SMART framework: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. 1. Specific. Vague goals like get fit or be more productive are difficult to act on because they lack clarity. Instead, make your goals specific. For example, instead of saying, "I want to exercise more," say, "I will go to the gym 3 times a week for 45 minutes each session." As the author Tony Robbins says, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. Clarity gives you direction and purpose. 2. Measurable. How will you know if you've achieved your goal? Make sure your goals are measurable so you can track your progress. For example, if your goal is to save money, specify an amount, such as, save $5,000 in 6 months. 3. Achievable. While it's important to aim high, your goals should also be realistic. Setting unattainable goals can lead to frustration and burnout. Ask yourself, do I have the resources, skills, and time needed to achieve this goal? The entrepreneur Richard Branson emphasizes the importance of achievable goals. Dream big by all means, but don't forget to anchor those dreams in reality. 4. Relevant. Your goals should align with your values and long-term vision. If a goal doesn't excite or inspire you, it's unlikely you'll stay consistent. For example, if you value creativity, a relevant goal might be, write 1 short story every month. 5. Time-bound. Deadlines create urgency and prevent procrastination. Instead of saying, "I'll start exercising soon," say, "I'll start exercising next Monday and stick to my routine for the next 3 months." The author Brian Tracy sums it up perfectly. Goals allow you to control the direction of change in your favor. By setting SMART goals, you give yourself a clear path to follow. 2. Create a daily routine. Once you've set your goals, the next step is to design a daily routine that supports them. A well-structured routine eliminates decision fatigue and ensures you're consistently working toward your objectives. Here's how to create a routine that works for you. 1. Start with morning and evening routines. Your morning and evening routines set the tone for your day and help you wind down at night. A productive morning routine might include activities like meditation, journaling, exercise, and planning your day. An evening routine could involve reviewing your progress, preparing for the next day, and practicing gratitude. The author Robin Sharma, in his book The 5 a.m. Club, advocates for starting your day early to maximize productivity. He says, "The sunrise grants you the gift of focus, energy, and momentum. Even if waking up at 5 a.m. isn't for you, having a structured morning routine can make a significant difference." 2. Prioritize high-impact tasks. Not all tasks are equally important. Focus on activities that have the greatest impact on your goals. These are often referred to as big rocks. For example, if your goal is to write a book, your big rock might be writing 500 words every day. Schedule these tasks during your peak energy hours to maximize efficiency. The productivity expert Stephen Covey explains this concept in his book The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He writes, "Put first things first. Prioritizing high-impact tasks ensures you're making consistent progress." 3. Incorporate buffer time. Life is unpredictable, and unexpected events can disrupt your routine. To account for this, incorporate buffer time into your schedule. Buffer time allows you to handle emergencies or delays without derailing your entire day. The author Cal Newport emphasizes the importance of flexibility in routines. He says, "A good routine leaves room for spontaneity while maintaining structure." 4. Stick to your routine, even on off days. There will be days when you feel tired, unmotivated, or overwhelmed. On these days, sticking to your routine is especially important. It reinforces your commitment and helps you maintain momentum. As the motivational speaker Les Brown says, "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." Even small actions on off days contribute to long-term consistency. 3. Track your progress. Tracking your progress is a powerful way to stay motivated and hold yourself accountable. When you see how far you've come, it becomes easier to keep going. Here are 3 ways to effectively track your progress. 1. Use a journal. Writing down your daily actions and reflections in a journal helps you stay mindful of your journey. It also provides a record of your achievements, which you can look back on for inspiration. The author Julia Cameron, in her book The Artist's Way, advocates for a practice called morning pages, writing 3 pages of stream of consciousness thoughts every morning. She says, "Journaling clears the mental clutter and makes space for creativity." 2. Leverage habit trackers. Habit trackers are simple tools that allow you to visually monitor your consistency. You can use apps like Habitica or print out a habit tracker template. Each day you complete a task, mark it off. Over time, seeing a streak of completed tasks can be incredibly motivating. The psychologist B.F. Skinner, known for his work on behaviorism, demonstrated that visual reinforcement strengthens habits. He said, "Behavior is shaped by its consequences. Tracking your progress reinforces positive behavior." 3. Celebrate milestones. Celebrating milestones, whether big or small, is essential for maintaining motivation. When you reach a significant milestone, take time to acknowledge your achievement. Treat yourself to something special, like a nice meal or a weekend getaway. The author Sean Aker, in his book The Happiness Advantage, explains that celebrating progress boosts happiness and productivity. He says, "Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success." 4. Build accountability. Accountability is one of the most powerful tools for staying consistent. When you're accountable to someone else, whether it's a friend, mentor, or community, you're more likely to follow through on your commitments. Here are 3 ways to build accountability into your consistency framework. 1. Share your goals with a trusted person. Telling someone about your goals creates a sense of responsibility. Choose someone who will support and encourage you, but also hold you accountable. For example, if your goal is to exercise regularly, share your workout plan with a friend and ask them to check in with you weekly. The entrepreneur Darren Hardy, author of The Compound Effect, emphasizes the importance of accountability. He says, "Accountability is the glue that ties commitment to results." 2. Join a community or group. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals can provide motivation and encouragement. Whether it's an online forum, a local club, or a mastermind group, being part of a community helps you stay on track. For instance, if you're working on a writing project, consider joining a writers group where members share their progress and offer feedback. As the author Seth Godin says, "The secret of getting ahead is getting started. The secret of getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks, and then starting on the first one." A supportive community can help you break down those tasks and keep moving forward. 3. Hire a coach or mentor. A coach or mentor provides guidance, expertise, and accountability. They can help you identify blind spots, refine your strategies, and stay motivated when challenges arise. While hiring a coach may require an investment, the long-term benefits often outweigh the cost. The leadership expert John C. Maxwell highlights the value of mentorship. One of the greatest values of mentors is the ability to see ahead what others cannot see and to help them navigate a course to their destination. 5. Embrace the power of micro-habits. Micro-habits are small, manageable actions that lay the foundation for larger habits. They're particularly effective for building consistency because they require minimal effort, making them easier to sustain over time. Here's how to incorporate micro-habits into your routine. 1. Start small. Begin with actions so tiny they feel almost effortless. For example, if your goal is to read more books, start by reading just 1 page a day. Once this becomes a habit, gradually increase the amount of time you spend reading. The author James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, explains the concept of micro-habits. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. By focusing on small, repeatable actions, you create a system that supports long-term success. 2. Stack micro-habits. Habit stacking involves attaching a new habit to an existing one. For example, if you already brush your teeth every morning, stack a new habit, like doing 5 push-ups, onto that routine. Over time, these small actions compound into significant results. 3. Celebrate tiny wins. Every time you complete a micro-habit, celebrate it. This reinforces positive behavior and makes it more likely you'll stick with it. For example, after completing your daily micro-habit, reward yourself with a few minutes of relaxation or a small treat. The psychologist B.J. Fogg emphasizes the importance of celebrating small wins. Tiny habits spark big changes. 6. Use the 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule is a simple yet powerful tool for overcoming procrastination and building consistency. The rule states that if a task takes less than 2 minutes to complete, you should do it immediately. Here's why the 2-minute rule works. 1. It builds momentum. Completing a 2-minute task gives you a sense of accomplishment, which motivates you to tackle larger tasks. For example, if you've been avoiding cleaning your desk, start by organizing one drawer. Once you've done that, you'll often find the energy to continue. The productivity expert David Allen, author of Getting Things Done, advocates for the 2-minute rule. If you want to get something done, make it as easy as possible to start. 2. It reduces overwhelm. Large tasks can feel intimidating, but breaking them into 2-minute chunks makes them more manageable. For example, instead of saying, "I need to write a report," say, "I'll write the first sentence." 3. It prevents task accumulation. Small tasks have a way of piling up if left undone. By addressing them immediately, you prevent clutter from accumulating and reduce stress. 7. Incorporate rewards and consequences. Rewards and consequences are powerful motivators that can reinforce consistent behavior. Here's how to use them effectively. 1. Reward yourself for success. After completing a task or reaching a milestone, give yourself a reward. This could be something small, like enjoying a favorite snack, or something bigger, like buying a gift you've been wanting. Rewards create positive associations with your efforts, making it easier to stay consistent. The author Daniel Pink, in his book Drive, explains the role of rewards and motivation. Rewards can motivate people to perform better when the task is clear and the outcome is measurable. 2. Set negative consequences for inaction. Just as rewards reinforce positive behavior, negative consequences discourage procrastination. For example, if you miss a workout, commit to donating $10 to a charity you don't support. The fear of losing money can be a strong motivator to take action. The entrepreneur Tim Ferriss, author of The 4-Hour Workweek, uses this strategy to stay disciplined. He says, "Fear of loss is a far greater motivator than the prospect of gain." 3. Balance rewards and consequences. While both rewards and consequences are effective, it's important to strike a balance. Too many rewards can lead to complacency, while too many consequences can create stress. Use them strategically to maintain motivation and accountability. Conclusion of Chapter 3. In this chapter, we've explored the key components of a consistency framework: setting SMART goals, creating a daily routine, tracking your progress, building accountability, embracing micro-habits, using the 2-minute rule, and incorporating rewards and consequences. Each of these strategies is designed to help you take consistent action toward your goals, even when motivation wanes or challenges arise. As the author Zig Ziglar once said, "Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal." By implementing the strategies outlined in this chapter, you're taking a significant step toward realizing your goals. Chapter 4: Overcoming Challenges and Staying Motivated. Even with a solid consistency framework in place, challenges will inevitably arise. Life is unpredictable, and setbacks are an unavoidable part of any journey. The key to long-term success is not avoiding challenges but learning how to navigate them effectively. As the legendary boxer Muhammad Ali once said, "Champions aren't made in gyms. Champions are made from something they have deep inside them, a desire, a dream, a vision." This chapter will equip you with the tools and mindset needed to overcome obstacles, manage setbacks, and stay motivated when things get tough. By the end of this section, you'll have a clear understanding of how to turn challenges into opportunities for growth. Let's dive in. 1. Dealing with setbacks. Setbacks are an inevitable part of any journey toward consistency. Whether it's missing a workout, failing to meet a deadline, or encountering unexpected obstacles, setbacks can feel discouraging. However, setbacks are not failures. They're opportunities to learn and grow. Here's how to deal with setbacks effectively. 1. Accept failure as part of the process. Many people view failure as a sign that they're not cut out for success. But here's the truth: failure is not the opposite of success, it's a stepping stone to success. Every successful person has experienced failure at some point in their journey. The entrepreneur Elon Musk, who faced numerous setbacks while building companies like Tesla and SpaceX, says, "Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough." Instead of fearing failure, embrace it as a natural part of the process. 2. Analyze what went wrong. When you experience a setback, take time to reflect on what went wrong. Was it a lack of planning? Poor time management? External circumstances beyond your control? Understanding the root cause of the setback helps you avoid making the same mistake again. The author Brian Tracy emphasizes the importance of self-reflection. Successful people ask better questions, and as a result, they get better answers. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I improve moving forward? 3. Adjust your approach. Once you've identified the cause of the setback, adjust your approach. For example, if you missed a workout because you scheduled it during a busy part of your day, try rescheduling it for a quieter time. Flexibility is key to overcoming setbacks and staying consistent. The psychologist Carol Dweck, known for her research on the growth mindset, says, "The view you adopt for yourself profoundly affects the way you lead your life." Adopting a growth mindset allows you to see setbacks as opportunities to refine your strategies and improve. 4. Recommit to your goals. After a setback, it's important to recommit to your goals. Remind yourself why you started in the first place and visualize the benefits of achieving your objectives. This sense of purpose will help you regain momentum and continue moving forward. As the motivational speaker Les Brown says, "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." Every setback is a chance to start again with renewed determination. 2. Managing burnout. Burnout is one of the biggest threats to consistency. It occurs when you push yourself too hard for too long without giving yourself time to rest and recharge. Burnout not only affects your ability to stay consistent but also impacts your overall well-being. Here's how to manage burnout effectively. 1. Recognize the signs of burnout. The first step to managing burnout is recognizing its symptoms. These may include chronic fatigue, difficulty concentrating, irritability, and a sense of detachment from your work. If you notice these signs, it's time to take a step back and reassess your approach. The author Arianna Huffington, founder of the Huffington Post, emphasizes the importance of recognizing burnout. We need to accept that we won't always be able to achieve everything we want to achieve unless we also take care of ourselves. 2. Schedule regular breaks. Taking regular breaks is essential for maintaining energy and focus. The Pomodoro technique, which involves working for 25 minutes and then taking a 5-minute break, is an excellent way to incorporate breaks into your day. During your breaks, step away from your workspace, stretch, or do something relaxing. The productivity expert Tony Schwartz says, "Human beings aren't designed to operate like computers, at high speeds, continuously. We're designed to pulse between spending and renewing energy." 3. Practice self-care. Self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Make time for activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul, such as exercise, meditation, or spending time with loved ones. These activities help you recharge and maintain the energy needed for consistent action. The psychologist Kristin Neff, a pioneer in the field of self-compassion, says, "Self-compassion provides an island of calm, a refuge from the stormy seas of endless positive and negative self-judgment." Practicing self-compassion is a form of self-care that helps you recover from setbacks and prevent burnout. 4. Set realistic expectations. One of the leading causes of burnout is setting unrealistic expectations for yourself. If you try to do too much too quickly, you'll inevitably feel overwhelmed and exhausted. Instead, set achievable goals and celebrate small wins along the way. The author Brené Brown emphasizes the importance of setting boundaries to prevent burnout. She says, "Daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves, even when we risk disappointing others." 3. Staying motivated long-term. Motivation is often the driving force behind initial action, but sustaining motivation over the long term requires a deeper connection to your goals. Here's how to stay motivated when the initial excitement fades. 1. Visualize your end goal. Visualization is a powerful tool for maintaining motivation. Take a few moments each day to visualize yourself achieving your goal. Imagine how you'll feel, what you'll see, and who you'll become. This mental rehearsal keeps your goal alive in your mind and fuels your desire to take consistent action. The Olympic gold medalist Michael Phelps once said, "I visualize every detail of my race before I even get into the pool. By the time I dive in, I've already won in my mind." You can apply this same technique to your daily tasks. 2. Surround yourself with positive influences. The people you surround yourself with have a significant impact on your mindset. Surround yourself with supportive, positive individuals who encourage you to pursue your goals. Avoid toxic relationships that drain your energy and reinforce negative self-talk. As the motivational speaker Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Choose your circle wisely. 3. Focus on progress, not perfection. Perfectionism is one of the biggest enemies of motivation. When you focus on perfection, you set yourself up for disappointment and frustration. Instead, focus on progress. Celebrate small wins and acknowledge how far you've come. The author James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, explains the importance of focusing on progress. Success is the product of daily habits, not once-in-a-lifetime transformations. 4. Revisit your why regularly. Your why, the reason behind your goal, is what keeps you going when motivation wanes. Revisit your why regularly to remind yourself why you started in the first place. Write it down, create a vision board, or share it with someone who supports you. The leadership expert Simon Sinek, in his book Start With Why, emphasizes the importance of knowing your purpose. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Your why is your anchor. It keeps you grounded and focused. 4. Reigniting your passion. There will be times when your passion for your goals fades. This is normal. It happens to everyone. The key is knowing how to reignite that passion and rediscover the excitement that initially drove you. Here are 4 strategies to help you reignite your passion. 1. Revisit your why with fresh eyes. Sometimes, revisiting your why isn't enough. You need to look at it from a new perspective. Ask yourself, how has my goal evolved since I started? What new benefits or opportunities have emerged? Reframing your why can breathe new life into your efforts. The author Napoleon Hill, in his classic book Think and Grow Rich, emphasizes the importance of purpose. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Reigniting your passion starts with reconnecting to your deeper purpose. 2. Experiment with new approaches. Monotony can kill passion. If you've been doing the same thing for a while, try experimenting with new approaches. For example, if you've been jogging every day, switch to cycling or swimming. If you've been writing in the same style, try a new genre or format. Variety keeps things fresh and exciting. The entrepreneur Richard Branson advocates for experimentation. Screw it, let's do it. Taking risks and trying new things can reignite your enthusiasm and remind you why you started in the first place. 3. Seek inspiration from others. Surround yourself with stories of people who have achieved similar goals. Read books, watch documentaries, or listen to podcasts about individuals who overcame challenges and stayed consistent. Their stories can reignite your passion and remind you that success is possible. For example, the story of J.K. Rowling, who faced numerous rejections before publishing Harry Potter, is a powerful reminder that persistence pays off. As she once said, "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case, you fail by default." 4. Take a break to recharge. Sometimes, the best way to reignite your passion is to step away for a short period. Taking a break allows you to return with fresh energy and perspective. Use this time to reflect on your journey, celebrate your progress, and plan your next steps. The author and Lamott emphasizes the importance of rest. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. A short break can prevent burnout and reignite your passion. 5. The role of resilience and consistency. Resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks, is a critical component of consistency. Without resilience, even the smallest obstacles can derail your efforts. Building resilience takes time, but it's an investment that pays dividends in the long run. Here's how to cultivate resilience. 1. Develop a growth mindset. A growth mindset, as defined by psychologist Carol Dweck, is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. People with a growth mindset view challenges as opportunities to grow rather than as threats to their ego. As Dweck explains, becoming is better than being. Embrace the process of becoming better, and you'll find it easier to stay resilient in the face of adversity. 2. Practice gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's going wrong to what's going right. Even during tough times, there are always things to be grateful for: your health, your support system, or the lessons you're learning. Practicing gratitude builds emotional resilience and helps you maintain a positive outlook. The author Melody Beattie says, "Gratitude turns what we have into enough." By focusing on what you have, you build the strength to overcome challenges. 3. Build a support system. Resilience is not built in isolation. Surround yourself with people who uplift and encourage you. Whether it's friends, family, mentors, or colleagues, having a strong support system makes it easier to navigate challenges. The leadership expert John C. Maxwell highlights the value of community. One is too small a number to achieve greatness. Lean on others when you need help, and offer your support in return. 4. Focus on what you can control. Many challenges arise from factors outside your control. Instead of wasting energy on things you can't change, focus on what you can control: your attitude, your effort, and your response to adversity. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them." By controlling your mindset, you build resilience and maintain consistency. 6. A true story of resilience, Nick Vujicic. To illustrate the power of resilience, let me share the inspiring story of Nick Vujicic. Born without arms and legs, Nick faced immense challenges from a young age. He struggled with feelings of inadequacy and depression, but he refused to let his circumstances define him. Through sheer determination and resilience, Nick learned to adapt to life without limbs. He taught himself to write, use a computer, and even play sports. Today, he's a globally renowned motivational speaker, sharing his message of hope and perseverance with millions of people around the world. Nick's story teaches us that resilience is not about avoiding challenges. It's about facing them head-on and refusing to give up. As he often says, "If I can overcome my challenges, you can overcome yours." This story reminds us that no matter how difficult your situation may seem, resilience and consistency can help you achieve incredible things. Conclusion of Chapter 4. In this chapter, we've explored how to overcome challenges and stay motivated when things get tough. We've discussed strategies for dealing with setbacks, managing burnout, staying motivated long-term, and reigniting your passion. We've also highlighted the importance of resilience and shared an inspiring story to reinforce these principles. As the author Maya Angelou once said, "You may encounter many defeats, But you must not be defeated. Challenges are inevitable, but they don't have to define your journey. With the right mindset and tools, you can turn obstacles into opportunities and stay consistent in pursuit of your goals. Chapter 5: Advanced Techniques for Long-Term Consistency. For those ready to take their consistency to the next level, this chapter will explore advanced techniques that guarantee success. These strategies are designed to help you build habits that last a lifetime and achieve results that go beyond your initial expectations. As the ancient Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu once said, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." While the previous chapters focused on foundational steps, this chapter will guide you through the final stretch of your journey, mastering consistency at an advanced level. By the end of this section, you'll have access to cutting-edge tools and mindsets that will elevate your discipline, productivity, and personal growth. Let's dive in. 1. The power of micro-habits. Micro-habits are small, manageable actions that lay the foundation for larger habits. They're particularly effective for building consistency because they require minimal effort, making them easier to sustain over time. However, when practiced consistently, micro-habits can lead to profound transformations. Here's how to harness the power of micro-habits. 1. Start small and build momentum. Begin with actions so tiny they feel almost effortless. For example, if your goal is to read more books, start by reading just 1 page a day. Once this becomes a habit, gradually increase the amount of time you spend reading. The author James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, explains the concept of micro-habits. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. By focusing on small, repeatable actions, you create a system that supports long-term success. For instance, if you want to develop a meditation practice, start with just 2 minutes a day. Sit quietly, focus on your breath, and let go of any expectations. Over time, these 2 minutes will naturally expand into longer sessions as the habit takes root. 2. Stack micro-habits for greater impact. Habit stacking involves attaching a new habit to an existing one. For example, if you already brush your teeth every morning, stack a new habit, like doing 5 push-ups, onto that routine. Over time, these small actions compound into significant results. The psychologist B.J. Fogg, known for his work on behavior design, emphasizes the importance of habit stacking. Tiny habits spark big changes. By linking new habits to established routines, you make them easier to adopt and maintain. For example, if your goal is to drink more water, stack it onto your morning coffee routine. Every time you pour a cup of coffee, drink a glass of water first. This simple habit stack ensures you stay hydrated without requiring extra effort. 3. Celebrate tiny wins. Every time you complete a micro-habit, celebrate it. This reinforces positive behavior and makes it more likely you'll stick with it. For example, after completing your daily micro-habit, reward yourself with a few minutes of relaxation or a small treat. The psychologist B.J. Fogg emphasizes the importance of celebrating small wins. Celebration is the rocket fuel of habit formation. When you acknowledge your progress, no matter how small, you create a positive feedback loop that encourages continued action. 4. Track your micro-habits. Tracking your micro-habits is a powerful way to stay motivated and hold yourself accountable. Use a journal, app, or habit tracker to monitor your progress. Seeing a streak of completed tasks can be incredibly motivating. For example, if your micro-habit is writing 100 words a day, mark each day you completed on a calendar or app. Over time, this visual representation of your consistency will reinforce your commitment. 2. The 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule is a simple yet powerful tool for overcoming procrastination and building consistency. The rule states that if a task takes less than 2 minutes to complete, you should do it immediately. Here's why the 2-minute rule works. 1. It builds momentum. Completing a 2-minute task gives you a sense of accomplishment, which motivates you to tackle larger tasks. For example, if you've been avoiding cleaning your desk, start by organizing one drawer. Once you've done that, you'll often find the energy to continue. The productivity expert David Allen, author of Getting Things Done, advocates for the 2-minute rule. If you want to get something done, make it as easy as possible to start. For instance, if your goal is to write a report, start by writing just one sentence. This small action breaks the inertia of procrastination and sets the stage for further progress. 2. It reduces overwhelm. Large tasks can feel intimidating, but breaking them into 2-minute chunks makes them more manageable. For example, instead of saying, "I need to write a report," say, "I'll write the first sentence." The author Tim Ferriss, in his book The 4-Hour Workweek, emphasizes the importance of starting small. Focus on being productive instead of busy. By focusing on small, actionable steps, you reduce stress and increase efficiency. 3. It prevents task accumulation. Small tasks have a way of piling up if left undone. By addressing them immediately, you prevent clutter from accumulating and reduce stress. For example, if you receive an email that requires a quick response, reply right away instead of letting it sit in your inbox. This simple habit keeps your workload manageable and prevents overwhelm. 4. Expand the rule for larger tasks. While the 2-minute rule is ideal for small tasks, you can adapt it for larger ones. For example, if you're working on a project, commit to spending just 2 minutes brainstorming ideas. Often, these 2 minutes will turn into a longer, more productive session. The entrepreneur Gary Vaynerchuk says, "Ideas are cheap. Execution is everything." By using the 2-minute rule, you ensure that even the smallest ideas are acted upon, leading to greater results over time. 3. The role of rewards and consequences. Rewards and consequences are powerful motivators that can reinforce consistent behavior. Here's how to use them effectively. 1. Reward yourself for success. After completing a task or reaching a milestone, give yourself a reward. This could be something small, like enjoying a favorite snack, or something bigger, like buying a gift you've been wanting. Rewards create positive associations with your efforts, making it easier to stay consistent. The author Daniel Pink, in his book Drive, explains the role of rewards and motivation. Rewards can motivate people to perform better when the task is clear and the outcome is measurable. For example, if you complete a week of workouts, treat yourself to a relaxing massage or a movie night. These rewards reinforce your commitment and keep you motivated. 2. Set negative consequences for inaction. Just as rewards reinforce positive behavior, negative consequences discourage procrastination. For example, if you miss a workout, commit to donating $10 to a charity you don't support. The fear of losing money can be a strong motivator to take action. The entrepreneur Tim Ferriss, author of The 4-Hour Workweek, uses this strategy to stay disciplined. He says, "Fear of loss is a far greater motivator than the prospect of gain." For instance, if you're trying to quit smoking, set a consequence such as giving up your favorite dessert for a week if you relapse. This creates accountability and encourages you to stick to your goals. 3. Balance rewards and consequences. While both rewards and consequences are effective, it's important to strike a balance. Too many rewards can lead to complacency, while too many consequences can create stress. Use them strategically to maintain motivation and accountability. The psychologist Angela Duckworth, known for her research on grit, says, "Grit is about working on something you care about so much that you're willing to stay committed to it over the long term." Rewards and consequences help you stay committed to your goals. 4. Make rewards meaningful. Not all rewards are created equal. To be effective, rewards should align with your values and provide genuine satisfaction. For example, if you value health, a meaningful reward might be treating yourself to a healthy smoothie or a yoga class. The author Simon Sinek, in his book Start With Why, emphasizes the importance of alignment. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Choose rewards that resonate with your deeper purpose. 4. Mindset shifts for consistency. Achieving long-term consistency requires more than just adopting new habits. It demands a shift in mindset. Your thoughts and beliefs shape your actions, so cultivating the right mindset is essential for sustained success. Here are 5 mindset shifts that will help you master consistency. 1. Focus on progress, not perfection. Perfectionism is one of the biggest enemies of consistency. When you focus on perfection, you set yourself up for disappointment and frustration. Instead, focus on progress. Celebrate small wins and acknowledge how far you've come. For example, if you're learning to play the guitar, don't expect to master complex songs immediately. Celebrate the fact that you've learned a few chords or completed a practice session. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress. The author Mel Robbins emphasizes the importance of celebrating progress. Progress is better than perfect. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory worth celebrating. 2. Embrace discomfort as growth. Growth happens outside your comfort zone. If you want to achieve long-term consistency, you must be willing to embrace discomfort and push through challenges. The entrepreneur Gary Vaynerchuk says, "Comfort is often the enemy of progress." Whether it's waking up early to exercise or working on a difficult project, remind yourself that discomfort is a sign that you're growing. For instance, if you're building a writing habit, sitting down to write when you don't feel inspired can feel uncomfortable. However, pushing through this discomfort strengthens your discipline and leads to better results over time. 3. Adopt a long-term perspective. Many people give up on their goals because they expect immediate results. However, true success takes time. Adopting a long-term perspective helps you stay patient and committed to the process. The investor Warren Buffett emphasizes the power of patience. The stock market is designed to transfer money from the active to the patient. This principle applies to personal growth as well. Focus on consistent effort, and trust that the results will follow. For example, if your goal is to save money, don't get discouraged if your savings account grows slowly at first. Over time, small contributions will compound into significant wealth. 4. Practice self-compassion. Being too hard on yourself can sabotage your efforts to stay consistent. Instead of berating yourself for mistakes, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding, especially when you fall short. The psychologist Kristen Neff, a pioneer in the field of self-compassion, says, "Self-compassion provides an island of calm, a refuge from the stormy seas of endless positive and negative self-judgment." For instance, if you miss a workout, instead of labeling yourself as lazy, remind yourself that setbacks are part of the process. Use the experience as an opportunity to learn and improve. 5. Cultivate gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's going wrong to what's going right. Even during tough times, there are always things to be grateful for: your health, your support system, or the lessons you're learning. Practicing gratitude builds emotional resilience and helps you maintain a positive outlook. The author Melody Beattie says, "Gratitude turns what we have into enough." By focusing on what you have, you build the strength to overcome challenges. For example, if you're struggling to stay consistent with a fitness routine, take a moment to appreciate the fact that you have access to resources like a gym, healthy food, or online workout videos. Gratitude can reignite your motivation and keep you moving forward. 5. Case studies of successful individuals. To further illustrate the power of advanced techniques for consistency, let's explore 2 inspiring case studies of individuals who achieved greatness through relentless dedication and disciplined action. 1. Case Study 1. Kobe Bryant, the Mamba Mentality. Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was known for his unparalleled work ethic and commitment to excellence. His philosophy, known as the Mamba Mentality, emphasized relentless effort, continuous improvement, and unwavering focus. Kobe famously woke up at 4 a.m. to practice before games, even on days when he didn't feel like it. He once said, "I create my own path. I make my own rules. That's what I've done my whole life, and that's what I'll continue to do." One of Kobe's most notable habits was his attention to detail. He would study game footage obsessively, analyzing every move to identify areas for improvement. This level of consistency and dedication set him apart from his peers and contributed to his legendary status. Kobe's story teaches us that success is not about talent alone. It's about showing up every day and putting in the work, even when no one is watching. 2. Case Study 2. Oprah Winfrey, from humble beginnings to global influence. Oprah Winfrey's journey from poverty to becoming one of the most influential media moguls in the world is a testament to the power of consistency and resilience. Despite facing numerous challenges, including childhood abuse and financial struggles, Oprah remained committed to her vision. One of Oprah's key strategies was setting clear, achievable goals and taking consistent action toward them. She started her career as a local news anchor but quickly realized her passion lay in storytelling and connecting with people. This realization led her to create The Oprah Winfrey Show, which became the highest-rated talk show in history. Oprah once said, "The biggest adventure you can ever take is to live the life of your dreams." Her story reminds us that consistency, combined with a clear sense of purpose, can help us overcome even the toughest obstacles. Oprah also emphasizes the importance of surrounding yourself with positive influences. She credits much of her success to the mentors and supporters who encouraged her along the way. Conclusion of Chapter 5. In this chapter, we've explored advanced techniques for achieving long-term consistency, including the power of micro-habits, the 2-minute rule, the role of rewards and consequences, and critical mindset shifts. We've also examined inspiring case studies of successful individuals who achieved greatness through relentless dedication and disciplined action. As the author Robin Sharma once said, "The secret to living is giving. The secret to succeeding is serving. The secret to winning is persisting." Persistence, fueled by the strategies outlined in this chapter, is the key to mastering consistency and achieving your goals. By now, you should have a comprehensive toolkit for building habits that last, overcoming challenges, and staying motivated over the long term. Remember, consistency is not about being perfect. It's about showing up every day and taking small, meaningful steps toward your dreams. Audiobook Conclusion. As we reach the end of this audiobook, let's take a moment to recap the key lessons that will help you master consistency and transform your life. 1. Understanding consistency. Consistency is not about perfection. It's about taking small, repeated actions over time. It's the foundation of success and the key to achieving any goal. 2. Identifying obstacles. Procrastination, lack of motivation, external distractions, and internal resistance are common barriers to consistency. Recognizing and addressing these obstacles is the first step toward overcoming them. 3. Building a framework. Setting smart goals, creating a daily routine, tracking progress, and building accountability are essential components of a consistency framework. These tools provide structure and support for long-term success. 4. Overcoming challenges, dealing with setbacks, managing burnout, staying motivated, and reigniting your passion are critical skills for navigating the ups and downs of your journey. Resilience is the backbone of consistency. 5. Advanced techniques, micro-habits, the 2-minute rule, rewards and consequences, and mindset shifts are powerful strategies for elevating your discipline and achieving lasting results. These lessons are designed to empower you to take control of your habits, build resilience, and create a life of purpose and fulfillment. The journey to mastering consistency is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Remember, every small action you take today lays the foundation for the life you want tomorrow. As the motivational speaker Zig Ziglar once said, "Success is not measured by what you accomplish, but by the opposition you have encountered and the courage with which you have maintained the struggle against overwhelming odds." You have the power to overcome any challenge and achieve your dreams, if you stay consistent. I encourage you to take the lessons from this audiobook and apply them to your life. Start small, stay patient, and trust the process. Celebrate your progress, learn from your setbacks, and never lose sight of your why. Remember, consistency is not about being extraordinary, it's about being relentless. Show up every day, even when it's hard, and watch as your efforts compound into incredible results. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Force Yourself to Be Consistent, How to Stay Focused, Motivated, and Unstoppable. Your dedication to personal growth inspires us to create more valuable content for you. If you found this audiobook helpful, I'd love for you to share it with your friends, family, or anyone who might benefit from these insights. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Wisdom Audiobooks for more transformative content. Together, let's build a community of lifelong learners committed to growth and success. Finally, remember this. Your future self is watching you right now through memories. What kind of memories do you want to create? The choice is yours, and the journey starts today. Thank you again for listening, and until next time, stay consistent, stay inspired, and keep moving forward.